Have you ever wondered why the 100 Years' War wasn't exactly 100 years? Indeed, this legendary conflict stretched over a span of 116 years, punctuated by periods of intermittent hostilities between England and France. Stay tuned as we journey through time to unravel the mysteries of this centuries-long conflict. It all began with a tug-of-war for territories and a throne. England and France, two nations intertwined by blood and marriage, found themselves at odds over regions like Gascony and Aquitaine. But it wasn't just about land. The English kings, including Edward III, asserted their right to the French throne. This audacious claim set the stage for a conflict that would span over a century. This 100 Years' War, as we know it today, unfolded in three distinct phases. The Edwardian phase, ignited by Edward III's claim, was marked by notable battles such as Crécy and Poitiers. The Caroline phase saw intermittent hostilities punctuated by truces, with the Treaty of Bretigny serving as a temporary pause. The Lancastrian phase, marked by Henry V's victory at Agincourt and Joan of Arc's impassioned influence, ultimately led to the end of England's claims to the French throne, and so the stage was set for a series of battles that would change the course of history. The clashing of swords and the signing of scrolls both played pivotal roles. The 100 Years' War was a series of intermittent battles, punctuated by periods of peace brokered by treaties. Let's delve into some key battles and the treaties that shaped the course of the war. The Edwardian phase of the war saw the English forces, led by Edward III, triumph at the Battle of Crécy in 1346. The English longbow, a simple yet deadly weapon, proved its mettle, decimating the French forces. A decade later, Edward, the Black Prince, led the English to another victory at Poitiers, capturing the French King John II. Now fast forward to the Lancastrian phase, and the Battle of Agincourt in 1415 stands out. Here, Henry V's forces clinched a significant victory that would shape the phase, once again demonstrating the striking power of the English longbow. But wars aren't won on battlegrounds alone. The ink of diplomacy has often proved mightier than the sword. The Treaty of Bretigny in 1360 formalized the end of the Edwardian phase, granting England extensive territories in France. However, disputes over the treaty's terms led to the renewal of hostilities, marking the beginning of the Caroline phase. Then in 1420, the Treaty of Troyes saw Henry V of England marry Catherine, the daughter of French King Charles VI. This union was more than just a matrimonial alliance. It declared Henry V as the heir to the French throne, disinheriting the Dauphin, the future Charles VII. This set the stage for a pivotal character in our story, a young peasant girl named Joan of Arc. These battles and treaties were like the ebb and flow of a tumultuous sea, shaping the course of the 100 Years' War. They played out on a grand stage with kings and queens, princes and princesses as the main actors. But it wasn't all about kings and treaties, as a young peasant girl was about to change the tide of war. Joan of Arc, a name that echoes through the annals of history. A peasant girl, Joan claimed divine guidance and played a pivotal role in the 100 Years' War. Her courage and leadership turned the tide for the French, leading them to several victories, including the famous lifting of the siege of Orléans. Her influence was so profound that it contributed to the coronation of the French Dauphin, boosting French morale. However, Joan's story meets a tragic end. Captured by the Burgundians, she was handed over to the English and subsequently tried and executed for heresy. Even in death, her legacy lived on, inspiring generations and becoming a symbol of French resistance. In the wake of Joan's influence, the Treaty of Arras in 1435 ended the support of Burgundy for the English, aligning Burgundy with France. 2 decades later, the Treaty of Picquigny temporarily halted hostilities, marking the beginning of the end of the war with a financial settlement between England and France. The 100 Years' War officially concluded, with the French reclaiming their territory, marking the end of England's claims to the French throne. The 100 Years' War left an indelible imprint on Europe, shaping nations, economies, and cultures in ways that resonate even today.